Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Do you want to see how I achieve this amazing look? Please keep watching. If this is your first time seeing my channel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Do well to hit the subscription button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So let's get right into today's glam. So starting off, we'll be fixing a fashion lens on my model's eyes. So how to fix a fashion lens? Go ahead, pick the lens, put it on the applicator, ask your client to look to the other side, place it on the white part of the eyes and let your client rotate their eyeballs to connect with the contact lens. And then we went on to put some drops into the eyes and also clean her face. This will get the skin ready for the makeup, take out dirt and excess oil and give us a clean canvas to work on. For hydration, we'll be using the Kissbeauty hydrating spray to hydrate her skin and get it ready for the makeup. You want to blend that in before drying out with a mini fan. Next, we'll go on to apply moisturizer on her face, and for moisturizer I'm using the Cetaphil moisturizer. This will help us bring in more moisture to the face and keep the skin very hydrated for the makeup. Regardless of the skin type you have, you want to make sure that the skin is properly hydrated before makeup. Go ahead and dry out with a mini fan, and then we went on to do primer, and for primer I'm using the Gentle Dove mattifying primer. You want to blend that properly onto the skin and also dry out with a mini fan. Next, we'll go on to do her foundation, and for foundation we are using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 350. Applying it with a foundation brush, I'll go on to blend it out with a foundation blending brush, and this brush is from Real Techniques. You want to blend that onto the skin properly before going in with your beauty blender to have a seamless finish. Next, we'll go on to apply some cream blush on her face, and for cream blush I'm using the Imagic lip palette. You want to take that product and swatch it at the back of your palm before picking it with your beauty sponge and applying it on top of the cheekbone. And for beauty sponge, I'm using a beauty sponge from Yglam Cosmetics. You want to make sure that the sponge is damped before using it to blend out the product. This way you're going to have a very flawless finish. Next, we'll go on to highlight her face, and for highlighting her under eyes I'm going to be using the Yangabeauty concealer in the shade SMC3. So you want to pick up the product using a using a precise brush, apply it under the eye region, on the bridge of her nose, on her forehead and on her jaw. Then go ahead to blend it out using your beauty sponge. Please, when blending under the eye, try to make sure that your client or your model it's not having irritated eyes, because while doing this makeup my model was tearing a lot, so at some point I had to slow down and let her take a breather before we went on to continue blending it out. But at the end of the day, make sure that you blend it properly and there are no harsh lines or demarcation between each transition of product. So next we went on to set the concealer, that's the highlighted area, using the Glam setting powder. But first off, we went in with our beauty sponge to blend out any creasing that may have occurred under the eyes. And because my client was actually tearing a lot, I had to use a very precise brush to apply the setting powder. I didn't want to use any brush or any beauty sponge that was kind of big, which will make her feel irritated and tear more. So I used a precise brush to apply my setting powder, but taking the powder I swatched it at the back of my palm before applying it under her eye region. Next, we'll go on to set the rest of her face using the Bercharm Ageless Powder Palette. So when setting the rest of her face, you want to make sure that the powder color you're using is her exact shade, her exact skin shade. Disregard the color of her neck that is looking dark. That is a shadow from the light that I was using to film this content, so it's now making her neck look dark. Using the same powder palette, we'll go ahead to contour her face, and for contour we'll be using a shade that is 2 shades darker than her skin. You want to contour her cheekbone, the bridge of her nose. You're also going to go ahead and contour her hairline, contour her jawline, and then her chin. Just see what I'm doing in the video, it's going to guide and direct you properly. Next, we'll go on to apply some blush to add in more warmth and more dimensions to her face. You want to blush on top of her cheekbone and on the tip of her nose. Please don't do this too much, and make sure you're blending properly onto the skin. Next, we'll go on to blend out the areas of the eyes where we'll apply the setting powder, and we'll be using the same powder palette, which is the Bercharm Ageless, and we'll be using a powder that is 2 shades lighter than her skin, but make sure that the powder color is her exact undertone. Despite being 2 shades lighter, you want to blend that properly on her forehead or the areas you practically apply the setting powder. Next, we'll go on to tame her brow and prepare it for when we'll be doing her brow work. Though we'll not be doing her brow work immediately, but we'll tame the brow and set it with a powder, then go right ahead to do her eyeshadow. But before the eyeshadow, we'll be applying some loose powder under her eye to help us prevent eyeshadow fallout and also reverse her contour. Please keep watching. After that is done, we'll go right ahead to do the eyeshadow. So starting off first, we are going to apply some eyeshadow base, and for eyeshadow base we are using the Glam eyeshadow primer. So you want to make sure you blend that properly onto the eyelid. Then next we'll go on to start the transition, and for first transition we'll be going on with our pressed powder, which we'll use in contouring her nose to have a smooth transition between the eyeshadow and the nose contour. After that, we'll be going ahead to intensify the transition using a darker shade from the Blossom eyeshadow palette, which is the African Queen. So using a fluffy and precise blending brush, you want to blend the crease of the eyes properly. The eyeshadow look I am creating is a cut crease eyeshadow look. So I'll be going in with this dark shade to intensify the area of the crease I will want to cut, so that outlining my when I am cutting the crease with my concealer, it will be so easy for me to trace out the area I want to cut. I will also go right ahead to blend out that dark shade so that it's not looking harsh or having any demarcation on the area. So I'm going to blend and blend until I am satisfied with what I am doing, or I get what I want to create. So when doing yours, make sure you blend properly until you are satisfied with what you have created. So after the transition and I am satisfied with what I have gotten, I'll go ahead to cut the crease of the eyes, and you can see me tracing exactly where the eyeshadow stopped, which is where I want to cut, and I'm going to create the cut crease the way I want it to appear. So you can create yours whichever way that suits the look you want to create, using a precise angle brush. And this angle brush is from Diamond Paris. Yes, it's from Diamond Paris. After cutting the crease of the eyes, I will go ahead and set it with a pressed powder first before going on to apply the color eyeshadow I am creating. So for this look, we'll be creating a pink matte eyeshadow. So we'll just be basically picking the product and placing it on the eyelid. So when it comes to matte eyeshadow, for you to get that full coverage, you have to take a lot of product. So keep applying until you are satisfied. At this point, my mother was already dozing off. I don't know, there is something so soothing about my hands that anybody who sits on my chair starts sleeping while I'm walking. You will not even feel like there's something going on your face. So if you have watched to this point and you're yet to hit the thumbs up button, please do well to hit the thumbs up button. This way YouTube is going to push my content to more audience, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. So after applying the pink shadow, I went on with the darker shade to also intensify the crease of the eyes. I wanted it to give that whole banger on the eyes. After that, I went ahead to line her eyes with a black gel, and the black gel I used, though I didn't show it in this video, is from Tehila Cosmetics. So I used it to line her eyes. Then I went on to also line her waterline. At some point she was tearing up, I had to just like leave it. Went on to do her brows pending when her eyes calm down. Like I said earlier, my mother was tearing up a lot on this day, and I don't know why. Probably she's stressed or something, but at the end of the day we achieved a very good result, and I was grateful for that. So keep watching. Thank you so much. So Nesto went on to do her brows since she was tearing up, and for her brows I'll be using the Heige&esther brow gel in the shade Ebony. Collecting the product, I applied it at the back of my hands. Then using my angle brush, I'll be picking the quantity I need with the tip of my brush and using it to outline her brow. After outlining her brow, I will go ahead and fill it up using a Davis pencil in the shade 03 before cleaning out the brow. Keep watching, you will see what I'm doing in the video. Thank you. So after the brow work, we went ahead to smudge under her eye region. Since she was tearing up, I had to smudge under the eye region, and I'm using the same eyeshadow shade I used in the transition of her crease. I'm using them to smudge her under eyes. Next, we went on to prep her natural lashes using the Kissbeauty mascara. You want to prep the lashes and get it ready for when you'll be doing the first lashes. After that, we'll leave it to dry out first before fixing the first lashes. Next, we went on to prep her lips, applied some balm, so we're going to have a smooth and a moisturized lip to work on. So for her lip work, we'll be using the Imagic lip palette. Picking the brown shade, we are going to use it to outline her lips first, the top and the down. Blend it out properly before picking a lighter shade that you want to put at the middle of the lips. Create what you intend to. As for me, I created what I wanted. I wanted the lips to be looking natural, so I use the colors I want, but in between make sure you are blending properly. There should be no demarcation or harsh line between the brown lippy and the other color that will be in between the lips. After that, I went on to also apply like the white shade from the lip palette to intensify the lips as well. Next, we went ahead to fix the false lashes, and for the false lashes you want to place it directly on top of the natural lashes. That's the lid directly on the natural lashes. Please do not take it up, otherwise the natural lashes will be separated from the false lashes. Then arrange it properly with your tweezers and then press it later on. Even though in this video I didn't show you when I was pressing it, but you want to press the false lashes to align with the natural lashes and replicate the same on the other eyes as well. This wasn't what I was intending to create, but at some point it just popped up that I should intensify that part of my cut crease, and I did, and it came out fine. So if it's something you would also want to try out, you will love it at the end of the day. And for this I used the Zaron eyeshadow palette in smudge. Using an angle brush, I picked the product and then placed it there, and it came out so fine. After that, I went on to touch up my blush again. Next, I went on to apply some highlight on her face, and I'm using the Revolution blush and highlight palette. You want to apply that on the cheekbone, on the bridge of her nose, on the tip of her nose, her forehead, and her jaw. So next I went on to touch up her under eye. So I did not show you how I took out the setting powder that was under the eye, because when I was doing the eyeshadow she was really tearing up and I didn't want the tears mixing with the setting powder, so I had to take it out and it was off camera, sorry guys. And after that I went on to also lift her eye region using the precise part of my beauty blender, and then I went ahead to spray her face. This is to help me set her face, and for this I'm using the Soopro hydrating setting spray, though in a different container. Then I went on to apply some gloss on her lips, and for gloss I'm using the Blossom transparent gloss. You want to apply that all over the lips, but please, when doing the part that has the brown shade, after doing it, make sure you clean it before going into the part that has the other color. If not, you make a mess of the whole thing you've done on the lips. Next, we went on to apply some mascara on her lower lashes to help us intensify and pronounce it well. And this is the final looks, guys. I hope you enjoy watching this amazing tutorial. Please do well to hit the thumbs up button, comment and share on this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.